Every journey begins with movement, through airports, terminals, and skies. But beyond the flights and destinations, travel reveals lessons that shape how we live, work, and connect. In the chaos of baggage claims, the service of a meal, or the silence of arrival, we discover truths about patience, innovation, resilience, and relationships. This is not just a trip from Houston to Miami, it is a journey into the lessons hidden in motion. The first steps into any place set the tone. Airports, like organizations, are judged in moments: the welcome at the door, the ease of passage, the clarity of systems. First impressions are fragile, yet they echo long after the journey begins.
Okay, so finally made it to the Intercontinental Airport, Houston. That was quite the traffic after our epic trip to Galveston. We are at the Terminal A at IAH, and from the onset, it doesn't look that great. I'm not flying Spirit, which is behind me. The Spirit Airlines behind me, by the way, is the A321neo, which is kind of fancy for Spirit Airlines. It's only like 2 years old. They usually fly all the way to the Caribbean from here. Not sure where this one's going. We're flying American Airlines to Miami International Airport. I got a really good redemption, like 28,000 miles for a first class ticket, so we're gonna take that. So let's go get checked in and go airside, go to the lounge, go to the plane. Hopefully it's better inside than outside.
When systems falter, trust wavers. A belt removed, a machine that fails, small cracks that shape perception. In life, in work, in relationships, the opening scene matters. A smile, a smooth process, a sense of care, these are not small details, they are the seeds of loyalty. First impressions decide whether the journey begins with confidence or doubt. And when chaos arrives, adaptability becomes the next lesson. Chaos arrives without warning, in baggage halls, in crowded lanes, in the confusion of systems. Travel teaches us that adaptability is not optional, it is survival. To bend without breaking, to adjust without losing direction, this is the art of resilience.
Okay, so here's another MIA organization in action for you. We've been waiting for our bags for like half an hour in Carousel 27, and the sign says from Houston, flight number. We were just told, oh no, it's actually 25. What? Okay, we're in 25.
We will see you soon on another American.
Systems fail, directions change, and yet the journey continues. In life and in work, adaptability is the difference between collapse and progress. To move with the mess, to find clarity in confusion, is to discover resilience. And as the road stretches beyond the airport, the lesson deepens. Adaptability leads us into the next motion. Service is the language of care. In the smallest gestures, a meal placed with thought, a towel offered with warmth, value is revealed. It is not the seat or the space that defines the journey, but the attention given along the way.
Okay, so the meal service is here. What do you think that is? So I know this is pecan pie. Okay, good. I know this is some kind of a feta cheese salad. What is that? Maybe I'll just dig in to find out.
Service shapes loyalty in travel, in work, in relationships. Attentiveness builds trust, consistency creates belonging, and care leaves an impression stronger than comfort. The journey is remembered not for the miles, but for the moments of service. And as the flight moves forward, connection becomes the next lesson.
My choice of after dinner drink: freshly brewed black coffee. Tastes like freshly brewed black coffee. It was funny because she walked by earlier and said, "We're brewing freshly brewed coffee for you." I'm like, okay. Okay, so we're about halfway through the flight on the way to Miami. A little over an hour and a half to go. It's a short flight compared to other flights, right? About 3 hours. But it has been very good. The service has been great, very attentive. Of course, in the front cabin is always a dedicated flight attendant, and they're usually the purser, so they have a lot of experience. The warm nuts as an appetizer is always there, and then coffee, and then maybe I'll try to take a nap. Pre-board drink, love those. No, you've heard me say this before, and I love American Airlines. I love their convenience that they fly out of Terminal D and Fort Lauderdale and Miami International Airport, and I go all over the world on American and their affiliates. But domestic, again, they have to do something about the entertainment system, because if you fly Delta, you fly United, you fly any of these legacy airlines, you have these screens the back of the seat. American makes it so difficult. There are no screens even in first class. You have to scan the QR code, get on their network, and half the time you can't get on their network. Half the time you don't know if they're even connected or not.
Every industry faces a choice: evolve with the times or be left behind. Innovation is not a luxury. It is survival. In the quiet of a cabin or the chaos of a curbside pickup, we see the difference between those who adapt and those who disappear.
You to connect to the entertainment system using your own device. I hope that does not happen, but I've seen the trend contrary to that. I've seen more and more airlines get seat-back entertainment systems. In fact, the screens are getting bigger and bigger. So I hope the trend is that way, and I hope that American Airlines get some really nice seat-back entertainment systems.
Innovation is the heartbeat of relevance. When companies stop listening, they stop leading. The world moves forward, with or without them. And outside the airport walls, the lesson becomes even clearer. Those who ignore change are overtaken by those who embrace it.
I had a friend who used to drive a yellow cab in San Antonio, and he used to always call Uber, Ubers. They ruin our business. But you know what? You gotta give what people want. You gotta give what consumer want. You have to be in sync with them. You have to know the pulse. If you miss that pulse, you will lose their business. And the cab industry did that in a big way. I remember taking a cab once, and it was like almost uncomfortable. It's like, hey, and the guy is like, "Oh, can you give me cash? My credit card machine is not working," and all that. Come on. And so they lost my business, and they lost millions and millions of people's business. Yeah, you gotta know what your customers want, or you lose them.
Outside the terminal, the lesson is clear. Industries that resist change fade into the background, while those who adapt take the lead. Innovation decides who moves forward and who is left waiting.
The concrete, we can dance all night, break the concrete, flowers will bloom and cover the streets. Don't forget what's beneath the concrete.
Every journey ends in arrival. The lights dim, the wheels touch down, and silence fills the cabin.
Bye.
Great, thank you very much. That's right. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Yet arrival is more than a destination, it is reflection. What remains is not the miles crossed, but the meaning carried home. Arrival is both an ending and a beginning. The journey teaches, the motion reveals, and the lessons remain. In travel, as in life and work, what endures is not the movement itself, but the truths discovered along the way. From departure to arrival, every step carried a lesson. Patience in the lines, adaptability in the chaos, service in the smallest gestures. Innovation reminded us to evolve. Connection revealed what truly endures. And in the end, arrival showed us that journeys are not measured in miles, but in the truths we carry home. These are the lessons in motion, what travel teaches us about life and work.